How great is that penguin scene from Mary Poppins? We got our own little penguin right here to welcome Emma Thompson back to GMA. And I guess we better explain. There he is right there. She stars with Tom Hanks in the new movie Saving Mr. Banks. You're laughing. This is all about Walt Disney's mission to bring Mary...
penguins! It's awesome! That's very funny.
Now your character...
Oh, are you guys on something?
You noticed.
Yeah. We're
not going to make you put on a sweater, Christmas sweater.
We need all the help we can get.
Now, you laughed. You were delighted by those penguins, but P.L. Travers, the character you play, who created Mary Poppins, I think she probably wouldn't have liked those penguins interrupting our interview.
No, actually, the dancing penguins were what tipped her over the edge. She was already in a very stressed out state. She didn't want Walt Disney to take her beloved Mary Poppins and turn her into a horrid cartoon. She hated cartoons. She hated Los Angeles. She hated Americans and Walt Disney. And that's what it's about.
But she did need to do the film. She was facing some money problems, so she comes over to Los Angeles to work with Walt Disney and his team to make it. And we have one great scene here with the Sherman Brothers who did the score.
Room here for everyone, gather around. The constable's responsible. Now how does that sound?
No. Responsible is not a word.
We made it up.
Well, unmake it up.
I don't know if you can see. We can see supercalifragilistic.
Yes.
But I got to say, your hair looks great this morning.
Thank you. It's my natural blonde. I'm back to it.
That was some do.
Oh, God. Well, I had a wonderful hair designer called Frances Mathias, and she said, well, do you want to wear a wig? And I said, no, because a lot of energy comes off the top of your head. So she said, well, will you have a perm? I said, a perm? Really, a perm? And she said, it's not a perm. It's not a perm. It's more like a kink. You'll look like Annette Bening. And I've always thought Annette looks fantastic with that sort of kink, you know. And then she put the stuff in my hair, and I thought, that smells like perm juice. It smells like a perm. It's gone up my nose. It smells. And that was it. I had to live with that do offset as well as on.
You said this is the best role you've ever had, but also the scariest?
It's one of the best, for sure, and certainly one of the scariest.
Why
because
scary?
she was so complicated and contradictory. And you never knew what she was going to be like from one minute to the next. And normally you're playing people who are kind of more consistent. She was a very inconsistent woman. I mean, she's pretty nasty a lot of the time in this, but you have to see also that she's a very vulnerable creature too.
Right, and she delighted generations of children, yet wasn't much for children herself.
No, she wasn't. In fact, her own sort of grandchildren didn't much like visiting her. She was very fierce, rather stern. So no, absolutely, and she adopted one child, and he felt that she had a very, very warm heart, but she was such a defended person, she found it very difficult to show that affection.
You've created something of a career now around nannies. Like P.L. Travers, you created a nanny, Nanny McPhee, who's in some ways kind of the anti-Mary Poppins.
She sort of is, yes. When people have asked me about the connection with Mary Poppins, I've said she'd think Mary Poppins was possibly a little bit vain. But I tell you what the connection is that the nanny story is in fact the Western for women. You know, it's the stranger comes in from out of town, deals with your difficulties and your laws, particularly your laws. Now, the domestic laws are what women have traditionally had to deal with. We're not allowed, or have not traditionally been allowed, to make laws in the wider world. So our laws are concerned with our domestic environments.
Make order and then move on.
That's it.
And you're going to be doing something great next. I'm not going to ask you to sing this morning, but you're going to be singing on Broadway pretty soon, Sweeney Todd.
Yes, I am. I'm going to do it with Bryn Terfel, who's, you know, an opera singer, and the New York Philharmonic at the Lincoln Center. 8 performances. I've been working on it since last August.
Cannot wait to see it.
I'm so scared.
Do not be scared. It's going to be great. Emma Thompson, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
Saving Mr. Banks is a Disney film. It starts opening this weekend.